Welcome, y'all, to Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 13. And I am your girl, Deborah. Thank you for joining me here for this review, a recap, and commentary for Married at First Sight. And this review is going to be for Nate and Stasha. And just like on all my videos I've been talking about today, we are starting a new Q&A because sometimes when we watch these shows, we have questions that come up in terms of what do people think about certain dating things, marriage things. And we're going to start talking about some of these topics, almost like a little our own after party. But we call it Ask the Aunties and Uncles, where you can ask various questions that might pertain to your own life. But we keeping it anonymous. So there is going to be a link in the description box with a form that you can click on and you could drop a question. And then we're going to do a little premiere video where I'll answer your questions. Maybe you want advice. Maybe you want to hear my opinion. Or maybe you want to hear the opinions of some of the other aunties and uncles out here. And on this premiere video, I'll answer the questions, and all the other aunties and uncles can answer the question as well. So definitely drop your questions in there. And if you're not a member or haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so right now. Drop down and click the join button, or also click on the subscribe button. And when you do join and you become an official member of the family, you'll get a special emoji and a special icon, a badge next to your name. So when you are giving advice in the chat of the premiere videos, your comments and your advice will stand out as an auntie or an uncle and who is an official member of the family. But everybody's welcome, whether you're a member or not. But it's just a little something extra of you who do go ahead and support my channel financially. So I do appreciate all of y'all. But let's get in and start talking about Nate and Stasha this week. And I tell you, poor Nate, he's so scared. Nate is so scared. But I tell you, Nate is really an intelligent guy. You know, each week I'm becoming more and more impressed with Nate. And one thing about Nate, he is able to sort of articulate some of his feelings. Now, he may be scared, and we find out in this episode he doesn't even really have much relationship experience because Stasha, when she meets the friends, finds out he hasn't even had no real relationship that none of his friends really even know about. So I'm like, good Lord, is he a relationship virgin, almost like Jasmina was last year? I don't think so. He ain't bad like that. But we do realize he doesn't have much experience, and probably because he has been scared to let other people into his life. He's scared of getting hurt. But we're starting to see that there's a lot of little situation where he gets a little spooked, and he got a little spooked in this episode when in regards to this whole cheating thing. But let's talk about it. First of all, I want to say this. When they were showing Nate and Stasha's little house, what I like about them is that they put up pictures in the house of them as a couple. I don't know if y'all noticed it on the walls. It was pictures that they've taken over the time. And they're on the wall. They really have started to really gel and mold with each other, almost as if, hey, this isn't temporary. Let's put pictures up. It's almost like like a visionary board. They say, we speaking this into existence. This is not no temporary marriage for 8 weeks. Let's put these pictures up. Let's live in this house because we's married now. And I do like that they both have made this temporary apartment more feel like a home. If you notice, they put up pictures, they decorated a wall that says love. I think they're doing a lot of positive affirmations and surrounding themselves with positive images to sort of help move them along in this process. And to be honest with you, I think their method is working. But they look good when Pastor Cal shows up. Even Pastor Cal said, y'all look good. They did. That's one thing about Nate and Stasha. When they walk in a room together, they look good, holding hand in hand. They both are very aware of their appearance, and they make sure they look their best all the time. I could tell you that. I give that to both of them. And when they got in there, Pastor Cal started talking about, love is a choice. Love is a choice. Pastor Cal talks about this often. And I really do agree with him. Some people think love is a feeling. Some people think love is a choice. Miguel over there is the one who thinks Love is a feeling, because you could tell he hasn't been in love a long time. Love is both. Love is a feeling and a choice, but sometimes the feeling isn't there. And that's when you hold on to the choice. And sometimes the feeling is there, and you don't need the choice as much. But if you're going to be married for a long time, you better understand that love is not just a feeling, it's also a choice. And sometimes you need to hold on to the choice to get you past those moments when you're not always feeling it. But Stasha says, she has said that she loves Nate and he hasn't reciprocated and told her, but he's telling her, I'm close, I'm close, I'm close. And I know Stasha wanted the I love you a long time ago. She was like, I need it now. But you know what? Listen, it's better to get an I love you when a person really means it than to force it out of them to give it to you just so you're happy. You want it to be the truth. And I actually do believe that Nate already loves Stasha. He even alludes to it that he already loves her, but he's holding on to it like it's his last dollar bill. And he probably does need to just get up off of it right now. He's trying to find the right moment. He's using all these excuses, but he's scared. He's scared that once he makes that full commitment, will something come up that he doesn't know about Stasha that will make him scared and make him not want to be scared that he fell in love with her. He's just a scared little puppy, because the minute she brings up that she cheated 10 years ago, he was like, what, you cheated? And she was like, it was 10 years ago. I was in high school, or whatever else the case may be. This is why sometimes I say, full on honesty isn't always the best policy. I know Stasha was trying to be fully transparent, but I'm telling you, when people can't handle truths, sometimes you start lying to them, because you realize the truth is inconsequential. We have no idea the parameters surrounding around why Stasha cheated. She was young. It's probably inconsequential to who she is now as an adult. But by just her bringing it up, it put a Nate on alarm. Right there, he was like all scared. Oh, you might cheat on me. And it doesn't even mean that. That's why I think I'm not really a fan of always having to tell a new person all your skeletons in your closet. I just don't believe it. I don't think you should hold back real pertinent information. But do you need to tell people about the time you stole some bubble gum from the liquor store when you were 7 years old? No, you don't need to say that. Not if the person's going to think you now a thief. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. Some people can't handle the truth. And then what happens is you start lying to them, because you're like, dang, they can't even handle something simple like, I stole some bubble gum from the liquor store, when I was 7 years old. Now you think I'm a thief. Or I kissed another boy when I was 17 years old in high school, even though I was going with another boy. So now you think I'm a cheater. People got to be able to accept some things, some skeletons in people's closets. But if you're not willing to do that, you're setting yourself up to be lied to. And that's what Stasha said. Stasha said, you know what? Next time I may not tell him the truth, because here he is sitting in judgment of me of something I did 10, 15 years ago. And now he's judging me. And maybe next time I won't tell him the truth. Because Nate, when you told her about that bankruptcy, she didn't judge you for it. She went ahead and she fell in love with you anyway. When you told her you were selling fake Louis Vuittons, she didn't judge you. She went and loved you anyway, because a lot of us out here, we was judging Nate over them fake Louis Vuittons and that bankruptcy. And we was looking at you side eye like this for a minute. And then you eventually grew on us and we like you now, but we did look at you sideways. So you know what? You can't be judging Stasha right now because she cheated on some boy when she was 17 years old. Not at all. I didn't like that either, Stasha. I'm with you. Nate goes on and meets with Stasha's girlfriend, because he's like, I want to get a different point of view about Stasha. And I already could tell that Nate and Stasha and these women, they already have a certain kind of rapport. They look really relaxed in their conversation. And to be honest, one of Stasha's friends, she looked really scared for Stasha, because I think she knows the problem Stasha has had in the past, quick to cut people off. And I think she's scared that would run Nate away, because what she said to Nate was, are you afraid you won't be able to measure up to Stasha's standards? And that was telling, because what that friend was saying is that's how a lot of men feel. And what she was trying to do was she was trying to take the temperature of Nate and saying, I hope he isn't running scared. I hope the reason why he's not holding back on this I love you is because he feels he can't measure up to her. And so he's already anticipating that she's going to leave him or not want him. And as a result, that's making him not go 2 feet in. And that friend picked it up accurately, because that friend knows Stasha. And she was saying, hey, don't let that slow you down. That, sometimes she is hard on people. Sometimes she does have tough standards. But her friend was really doing a good job at trying to keep Nate in the game, trying to encourage Nate to go forward in the relationship, trying to get Nate to open up. also knowing at the same time that sometimes Stasha can make it hard for people to really let go with her because she is kind of hard on men. So I thought that was a really telling thing. But I thought that interaction between Nate and the friends, I think it was a good exchange. I thought Nate was able to get a few things off his chest. And I thought the friends were able to give him some additional information about Stasha. And I also like that after Nate thought about the way he judged Stasha initially about the cheating, that he came back and he actually told the friends, you know what, I was sitting in judgment of Stasha and I shouldn't have done that. So I think that they too had a conversation after that episode with Pastor Cal. And I think Stasha told him, don't be judging me. And I think he had a chance to go back, think about it, and said he shouldn't have done that. And I like the fact that once he sat there with her friends, he owned up to it and said it was wrong. I really did appreciate that about Nate. But when Stasha meets with his friends, she brings up the fact that, hey, I told him I love him, but he hasn't told me. He holding on to it like it's his last dollar bill. And his friends were saying, you know what, to be honest with you, I've really never seen him say he loves anyone besides maybe his sister or his pops or someone like that. They have never even say he was in love or with another woman or whatsoever. So, he would say they were trying to tell her, this is new territory for Nate. And I think Stasha was shocked. I think Stasha was saying, wow, 35 years old and never been in love. That is a red flag, Stasha. You're right about that. What has happened that you can't even let go? I mean, we know a little bit of it. We know the history with him, his dad, what stopped him from it. But I was wondering if Stasha knew this before she met the friends. I'm just wondering if they ever had a conversation about, have you ever been in love? Because she looked shocked about it. But I would imagine that all this time they've been talking, Nate would have told her, that he's never been in love. Or maybe what he told her was he's never told friends he was in love. Maybe he felt he was in love but never told anyone. I don't know. But 35 years old, never in love. Yeah, I would be a little bit cautious of that too. That would tell me there's a lot more going on that didn't just have to do with me, but it's also something going on with Nate. But I can tell you right now, Stasha is 10 toes down riding with Nate. I can tell she is all in with Nate. I think Stasha is doing whatever she needs to do to make this marriage work. She right now, to me, is really looking like a ride or die person. She's not even saying that crazy stuff anymore, that if you don't tell me I love you, I'm out. I think Stasha is 2 feet in. She's about to ride hard for Nate. And she's going to make sure that she does not spook him. And I think she's doing the right things and not getting spooked and not getting too ruffled up over the fact that he hasn't said I love you, because I think she knows that he loves her. I think in her heart of hearts, in her gut, she knows that he loves her. And now she's waiting for the words. She wants it. But I think she already knows that the feeling is there. And she just wants the formality of him saying it out loud. And I think that's why she settled down a little bit. But I think we're going to get it. We definitely going to get the I love you before they get to decision day. It ain't no way Nate is going to wait to the end of this, after decision day, to tell Stasha that he loves her. He ain't gonna go that far with it. He ain't gonna risk it like that, because he still don't never know what she might say. He is not gonna risk it that far and not tell her that he loves her. I don't believe it. I don't believe he'll do that. And in fact, he may say it before he wants to say it, but I don't think he'll risk that, because I really do believe that he wants to be with Stasha. I do believe that. Stasha's like, you know what? I can't be the regulator. I can't be the one holding it together like this, because this is probably a new role for Stasha. She's never probably had to carry some of this load right here, but she's like, she wants Nick to join her in the I love you category. And so she said, I don't want to be the only one regulating this. I need him to join me. So she's holding it together, but you can tell she's getting a little impatient. She is getting impatient, but she's like, I hope it comes soon. I really do hope it comes soon. Nate, okay, the clock is ticking. But she also said something interesting. She started talking about Nick's stubbornness and, that he's flawed. And she started talking about that Nate doesn't want to listen to anything that the experts say, that anytime the experts tell them to do something, Nate says, we ain't doing that. I didn't know that about Nate. So there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. I didn't know he was talking to the experts. Then after experts leave, saying, we ain't doing that. But Stasha alluded to it. Stasha said that, sometimes she wants to do some of the exercises that the experts give them. And Nate is like, I don't want to do that. We don't need to do that. So that's interesting. I want to see if we see a little bit more of this stubbornness side to Nate. And they said he wants to, march to his own beat, to sound to his own drummer. But maybe this is the reason Nate and Stasha are getting along, because people thought Nate was going to be this pushover with Stasha and Stasha was going to run all over him. But we have quickly found out that Nate knows how to hold his ground with Stasha and with other people, period. And when what Stasha is saying, and even in situations when she wants things her way, Nate holds his ground and says, no, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. I think these two have more of a healthy balance than between like the Kristen and the Mitches, where they both get to this place where they feel like they can't say things. But Nate and Stasha, they have a way where I think both of them are pretty strong-headed people, we're finding out, but they both are holding their ground in situations, but bending enough that there's room for both of their ideas. So it looks like they're working things out behind the background. I think they're doing more behind the background than we see on camera, and we kind of hear some things afterwards. But no matter how they're doing it, I'm here for it. I'm just happy to see they're going along because I really like this couple. I want them to make it. I want them to have a strong marriage. And anytime I see them working through situations or issues, I'm elated for them. I'm happy for them because I want them to make it after this is all over. But when they were seeing that mess going on between Kristen and Mitch, they were looking at each other talking about, they're not going to make it. That looks like that's a no to me. But they was hugged up on the couch like the old married couple. They was like, we solid. We 10 toes down. We ride for each other. And they was looking over at that mess with Kristen and Mitch. And kudos to them because they were the only ones that stood up for Mitch. I think, I would say Miguel and Lindy, they didn't say anything. But Nate and Stasha were the only ones that stood up and said, Mitch did not absolutely tell us. He did not tell us that he didn't like a Kristen with makeup. And then everyone else, the Lexuses and the Justins of the world, were trying to make it we're trying to make it pretend like that's what Mitch had said in public. And even Mitch was confused. I never said that in public. And then Mitch finally realized I said it to your sister. And he finally realized who the mole was. And the mole was his sister. But kudos to Stasha and Nate being the only couple that didn't lie and act like Mitch had said it in public. So I give them a kudos for that. And now I see why. I told you, I don't think Nate likes either Alexis or Justin. I could tell on the after party he didn't like Justin, and I could tell that he called Alexis a snitch and messy. And now we see even more of it. Nate don't like Stasha. Nate doesn't like Alexis or Justin. And now I'm finding out more and more because if you watch my Alexis and Justin video, I'm done with Justin too. I was done with Alexis several episodes ago. And but right now I'm done with Justin too because he co-signs on her BS and I'm not for that. Not for it at all. Well, anyway, that's my video on Nate and Stasha. Like I said, if you have a dating or marriage question that you thought of why this video or with Nate and Stasha, please click on the form below in the description box, drop your question, and then we will answer the questions on the premiere video. If we get enough questions. If we don't get enough questions from people, I ain't doing no premiere video for one question or two questions. I will save up the questions until we have enough to have a full-on show. But that's it, y'all. Thanks for listening. If you made it to the end, I appreciate it. And be sure to check out my other videos. Talk to you later. Bye.